What's up guys, it's Grant bringing you guys a new video, and if you're familiar with my channel then you know pretty recently I uploaded 2 different videos talking about different martial arts styles that I've tried recently. If you guys know me then you know I've been practicing karate for about 15 years of my life now, which is a really long time, and just recently I decided I would also try to, differ into other categories of martial arts and try them out and see what the differences were and see, if I would enjoy them or not. If you've watched those previous videos, I tried out Jiu-Jitsu as well as Muay Thai. Both of them I'm really enjoying, and also I tried out boxing. So what today's video is going to be is kind of a comparison to the training between karate and boxing, which is obviously very different, and kind of giving you guys a rundown of how that first boxing class was for me. I've been doing boxing now for about a month and a week, I want to say. So not super long, but just enough time to really get those differences down. And as I talked about in those last 2 videos, I also have continued with Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai as well. So I've been doing the 3 of those martial arts continuously after making those videos. And of course, obviously while recording this video, like I just said, it's been about a month and a week of boxing training. So anyways, let's get right into it. So the boxing training I actually found really similar to Muay Thai, more of a squared off stance. If you guys have watched that video, I talked about how in karate you tend to have, kind of like I guess I would say maybe not really a horizontal stance, but your shoulders aren't squared off to the person, right? You're kind of on your side because, especially if you're point fighting, you want to limit the amount that they can hit, because obviously if you hit to the chest, you get points. So you kind of want to turn to your side so that it's harder to hit your side, easier to get those kicks out, the front leg kicks, and things of that nature. So like I said, boxing was really similar to Muay Thai in that aspect, kind of squaring off a little bit more than you would in karate. So again, that took a lot of getting used to. So of course in point fighting, the objective isn't to hit people as hard as you can, or not really to have that power in your shots. You obviously want to make it noticeable to the refs that you've hit the person, but you aren't going out there trying to hurt the person or anything like that. Whereas in boxing, you're obviously trying to hit hard, you're trying to get that strength and that power into your moves. So it was really interesting for me, especially because, I'm a person that likes to use my legs, I like kicking. So it was really interesting to try to, develop that power through, twisting your hips or moving your arms in a certain way and really trying to get that technique down for, how to actually get power shots in boxing and things of that nature. And of course, as I just mentioned, kicks are my strength. So, it's a little bit weird, kind of having to shut off that part of your, arsenal when you're fighting and just use your hands. But I think it's really beneficial because obviously, since you're just using your hands, you have to really train them to be strong, learn all the right ways to do different punches and things of that nature. So it was actually really interesting to, like I said, shut off the, lower half of my body in terms of, attacks. And obviously, I don't think it's honestly advertised enough how important your footwork is in boxing, and obviously, in Muay Thai as well. But, in boxing, people really think, oh, it's just upper body, but the footwork plays a huge part of it. And I learned that in the way, obviously, like I was talking about previously, comparing the stance of karate to the stance of boxing. It's a different world, but the footwork is definitely hugely important in boxing, even though you are hitting with your hands. Now, another huge difference was the movement. So in karate, a lot of times, especially obviously point fighting, you're circling around the person. If somebody's going to attack at you, you circle around them. Whereas, a lot of the time in boxing, of course, you can do that circling, but you also have to learn how to slip. So slipping wasn't really something that I was taught in karate, so that was definitely something new. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Like I said, now it's been about a month and a week, so I'm kind of, starting to get the movements right and, practicing actually having something thrown at you and you have to slip it and, trying to, harness the power of the slip and then turning your hips into something like, say, for example, a hook or an uppercut or something of that nature. And that's been very interesting too. I guess it's, learning another way to dodge something without, exerting a ton of energy. Obviously, it takes energy to slip out of the way a little bit, but, if you do it the right way and you don't do it where you're moving like a mile away from the person, you're not using that much energy, but you're still getting out of the way from being hit. So that's been super interesting to learn. And again, kind of combining that, I always refer to it as a language. You're kind of combining how you're learning to do new, evasions so you don't get hit, combined with new ways to actually attack, so it's like learning a new language. Whereas, karate, I learned a way to stand, I learned a way to move, I learned a way to attack, defend, etc. And you're learning, even though some things are similar, there's a ton of things that are different in comparison to different martial arts, and again, especially between karate and boxing. So it's something that I've definitely been trying to get used to. And now that leads me to my final point, and I know I've probably said this about all martial arts, but obviously this includes boxing. Boxing is a great workout. It's very I guess taxing on the body, you know. So you got to make sure that you're in good shape. And obviously a lot of people, even, you know, I have some friends who aren't really learning martial arts in terms of, you know, learning to defend themselves or learning to fight or anything like that, but they're just doing it, you know, just for the exercise portion of it, just to get themselves in shape. It's honestly really a great way to do so. And, you know, boxing, like I said, is no different than the other martial arts. It's definitely going to help you get into shape. It's great exercise, you know. It's a great stress reliever, obviously, you know, especially when you're working on the heavy bag and you're just hitting the bag. Great for stress relief, great workout and everything like that. So that's been really awesome to be able to do that as well. But that's basically it for today's video, guys. I just wanted to give you guys that final, I guess, run through of the martial arts that I've been trying out recently. For those of you that are watching this video and maybe you know something about boxing, drop it in the comment section down below. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe you guys will be able to teach me some things to help me improve. And hopefully for those of you that are just watching this video and looking to get into boxing, hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of insight, you know, talking about how to learn the different punches, how to get that power, the slips, you know, how you're going to learn a lot of foot movement to move around in, whether it's the ring or whatever you're moving around in. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.